Hello guys, today I'll be analyzing two more companies operating in the gas and oil industry. The first company is Hess Corporation and the second one is Kinder Morgan. I'll be analyzing their financial statements and providing you with my opinion, an opinion which you might find helpful in your own personal investments. Let us begin the video by discussing the two companies' respective share price and their earnings. From Yahoo Finance, we can see that Hess Corporation has beaten all four of its quarterly earnings, and the estimate for its first quarterly earning this year is higher than the estimate for its first quarterly earning last year. In terms of the share price, at the beginning of the pandemic, the company was at 56 and it reached a peak of 114. Kinder Morgan bet its first two quarterly earnings last year. It missed its third quarterly earning, but it did beat its fourth quarterly earning last year. And as you can see, the estimate for its first quarterly earning this year is higher than the estimate for its first quarterly earning last year. But as you can see, the difference is not great. In terms of the share price, Kinder Morgan was at 20.87 at the beginning of the pandemic, and unfortunately it did not beat this share price throughout this period of time. Let us now move on to their financial statements. The first financial statement belongs to Hess Corporation. And as you can see, the company improved its revenue from 6,568,000,000 to 7,566,000,000. Subsequently, the company experienced a rise in income from negative 240 million to a positive 890 million. The company has reduced its investment activity. In 2020, investment activity was at negative 2,843,000,000, and now in 2022 it is at negative 1,325,000,000. This is concerning for us as investors. The company is reducing its investment in its respective market, and therefore it's reducing its potential future profitability. Hopefully, in the future, the company will increase its investment activity, and therefore it will increase its potential future profitability. The next thing I'm concerned about is their company's equity. Hess's equity has fallen by a large margin. In 2020, equity was at 9,706 million, and in 2022, it is at 7,026 million. This decrease in equity can be mainly explained by the rise in current liabilities. The company increased its current liabilities from 2,510 million in 2020 to 3,064 million. Unfortunately, current assets did not increase proportionally, and as a result, the ratio between current assets and current liabilities is bad and it needs to be improved. Hopefully, Hess will increase its current assets and reduce its current liabilities in the future. This would lead to an increase in equity. The company could do this by reducing its non-current assets. They could sell the non-current assets which no longer bring profit to the company and use the cash to pay off their current liabilities. Or they could reduce their financial activity and pay off current liabilities. In any case, now I'd like to move onwards and talk about Kinder Morgan. Kinder Morgan experienced an increase in revenue. In 2020, their revenue was at 13,209 million, and it rose to 16,610 million in 2022. However, income did not rise, and this is very concerning. Income in 2020 was at 2,239 million, and it fell to 1,850 million in 2022. This is highly concerning, and it's something we have to take note of as investors. Income should have risen, and hopefully in the future the company will manage to increase its income. The next thing I'm concerned about is the company's financial activity. Throughout this period, the company's financial activity was too high. They did decrease it. In 2020, financial activity was at negative 6 billion, and in 2022, they decreased their financial activity to negative 3,465 million. Even with this large decrease in financial activity is still too high. Compared to their cash and income, it is still too high. The company is over gratifying their shareholders. they're spending too much on their shareholders, and I'd like to see them reduce this spending. Instead of overspending on their shares, the company could use their cash to improve their financial statement. For example, they could use the cash to reduce their current liabilities. As you can see from the financial statement, KMI's current liabilities are much higher than their current assets. The ratio between current assets and current liabilities needs to be improved. And they could do this by selling their long-term assets which no longer provide profit to the company, or they could reduce their financial activity. A reduction in current liabilities would improve the financial statement. It would improve their equity, which fell from 34 billion to 31,921,000,000 in 2022. In any case, that is all I have to say about KMI. Let us now rate these two companies. I am going to place Hess Corporation in the careful section. The company needs to increase its revenue and income. I'd like to see an increase in investment activity and a reduction in current liabilities from the company. If they do all of this successfully, then I might place them in the OK section. But for now, they stay in the careful section. Kinder Morgan is going to be placed in the trash section. The fact that their revenue rose but their income did not is highly concerning to me. The company is also overspending on their shares. Their financial activity needs to go down, and they need to reduce their current liabilities. For now, I do not recommend Kinder Morgan, and I do not recommend investment in that company. That is all I have to say. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like and subscribe. And in the next video, I will be going through ExxonMobil, Schlumberger, and MRO. In any case, thank you for watching and see you later.